Hey guys, what's going on? It's Justin here for the Clapper Report alongside Damien.
Hello, guys.
So we're not gonna we're gonna be real with you guys for a second. We just recorded the first episode, maybe half hour ago. Uploaded it, so we're pretty goosed right now, pretty hyped. We're getting ready for it. This episode, we're gonna talk about the Seattle Kraken, their jerseys, logos, the name behind the story, all that stuff, and the expansion draft. Probably the biggest decision that they've had to make yet, besides the name.
Even the teams in the league.
Yeah.
Tons.
This affects everybody. This affects fans, GMs, everything. So without further ado, here we go. What was there? There was like 4 or 5. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that it was Kraken, Totems, Evergreen, Sockeyes. I think
I heard Sockeyes was like a leading one, or at least that's what a lot of people were talking about.
Dude, honestly, I was kind of rooting for Sockeyes. I think Seattle Sockeyes, the alliteration, I think that would have been pretty cool.
It would have been, yeah. I agree with you on that, but I mean, it's kind of.
But Kraken was my favorite. I can't lie.
I mean, release the Kraken, like they're coming out of the penalty box. It's a perfect name. Yeah. It's a perfect name.
Yeah,
to me, like just looking at it, it's kind of like a unconventional name. In a sense,
I mean,
like you almost feel like it's like a I don't want to say like an AHL team or something like that, but it doesn't feel like an NHL team name.
Well, so what I was thinking about when I first, not just the name, but along with like the logo and the jersey and everything, it kind of looked like a baseball, like a minor league baseball team.
Yeah, like a minor league team. Like it felt.
But I kind of like that.
I love the feel to it.
Because I thought. I mean, I'm going to be real. Again, it might be my Vancouver bias, but I do not like the Vegas Golden Knights. I think that name is stupid.
Yeah, I didn't like
especially the whole fiasco with the London Knights. Yeah. That whole like copyright thing that they were talking about.
Speaking of the London Knights, my jersey's right in there. My favorite one.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. I didn't know. I forgot it came.
No, but
but yeah. So I do like Kraken a lot more than Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
The name feels unconventional, but it flows. It feels right for Seattle.
Yeah,
and especially what they did with their branding, like the logo and the jerseys.
I mean, so if we want to talk about it now,
yeah, we'll move right over to it. The logo, I think it embodies it perfectly. I mean, you got that S.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys haven't seen it, the S. Yeah, it's just it, and I know everybody's saying it, and I know that I said it last episode, but I'm gonna beat a dead horse. But it's like those S's that we would draw in elementary school. You know what I mean?
It is.
I'm a fan of the logo. I do like the logo. I don't dislike it. I mean, if we look at it right here, I mean, you see the tentacle coming in the middle of the S right there, the red eye. I do like the logo.
It has a bit of an intimidation. You have the S for Seattle, embodies the city they're in. I like the anchors on the upper shoulders there.
Yeah, and if you look at it, like the anchors are like right there. It has the
Seattle needle. Yeah, the Seattle Space Needle being right in the middle. I mean, it's perfect in my opinion for the city, for everything involved. I think it's the perfect brand for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I don't know. I was listening to another podcast. I forgot which one, but they were basically talking about how it caters more towards younger fans.
Definitely.
And I want to know your take on that. You agree with that?
Well, I definitely think it has like more out there colors. And I've always been a big fan of that. Unconventional again.
Yeah, without a doubt.
It's definitely out there. I like the Ducks where it was like that purple and the teal. I like the the Sharks as I talked about, like they have like that teal. I like the weird colors that you don't really expect to see on a professional team.
I mean, it's not like a Maple Leafs and
it's not like
kind of situation where it's blue and white.
Yeah, or you got the the Capitals where it's red, or like it's definitely more unconventional than other teams. So I definitely like those crazy color schemes, and it definitely attracts some younger fans, at least. I'd like to think.
Well, I mean, because you think about it too. I mean, so the most recent expansion teams, I mean, I could bring it up right now, but I believe that the most recent ones besides Vegas were like the Wild, the Predators, and those
had
Blue Jackets. And those are all like
relatively different color. I mean, obviously the Blue Jackets kind of followed suit with the most teams, but like the yellow, bright out there. Yeah,
but then also like the names. I don't know. The names are weird. The Predators are okay. That's like a fine name, but the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. No, I see.
And then, but the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love the name of the Blue Jackets.
I like the Blue Jackets. It definitely
but it's unconventional. Exactly.
It definitely grew. Yeah. No, it did, and I guess the entire thought process of expanding the league is to obviously attract new fans, to attract a new fan base, to get into a new city, to bring kids into the game, essentially. I think that's the main goal out of, the league and, the upper management or whatever you want to call them.
And I mean, like, I think, like we have in our notes right here that the Seattle Kraken merch, like, already, like, the first day was 50% higher than what Vegas had.
I think it was Fanatics, right? They announced something that it blew Golden Knights out of the water.
Yeah, I mean,
and it was one of the top like teams out of every single league.
Yeah, I mean,
every sport.
Everyone's loving this, and you know what? I couldn't agree more.
I think honestly, I'm getting a jersey, to be honest with you. I don't know if I guess I'll see what players go over, so I know which one to grab. But I love the design.
I don't know if I would get a home jersey. I don't think I would get a home jersey with the colors. I'd probably get an away jersey, if anything. I'm honestly really excited to see if they were to have a third jersey, what that third jersey would look like.
So does every does every team have a third jersey? I guess it's something I should know.
No, I don't think so. A lot of teams bring in like a retro jersey,
game.
Unquote, I air quoted everybody, but so they'll bring in an older jersey that they had. So like Winnipeg, for instance, right? They'll bring in like their stuff from the 80s before they became the Thrashers, and then before they became the Jets again.
Okay.
So like, but I mean, Vancouver has like a million jerseys, because they can't decide for the life of them. But so I don't know what Seattle's their jersey would be. I feel like that's kind of jumping the gun.
Yeah, they may wait a bit,
but I think it's still something to think about. Another thing I feel like to think about is the mascot. So do they? So let me get your take on this as well. Do you think they would go the gritty route, where they have a terrifying thing with googly eyes? They have a terrifying squid that looks like Davy Jones with googly eyes, or do they have a cute little octopus with a
Well, thinking of it from a marketing standpoint, I like the octopus. I mean, you get the little stuffed animals.
The cute cuddly one.
Isn't there a team? What team is that? I think. Don't quote me. I think it's the Red Wings, right? Where they have the whole octopus thing.
Yeah.
It's Red Wings, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're kind of stealing their mojo there.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, octopi and kraken are different. No.
All right. Well,
I mean, you have to ask the Greek mythology kids.
True.
Because everybody had those in high school. The Greek mythology kids. No offense if you were one. I'm just saying it's a pretty random thing that I feel like a lot of people had in high school. It's so random that you wouldn't think that people would have, but everybody knows one.
Everybody did. Everybody did. Yeah, I know. I got you on that one.
To not stray too far, though, I mean, Kraken, I don't know.
I mean, it's definitely, I feel like that would be it'll be an out there type mascot. Definitely be hard for the guy to walk around in all day with arms everywhere.
I mean, or do they not have a mascot?
Probably.
I mean, because the Rangers don't have a mascot, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams.
There's a few. There's
a lot of teams that don't have a mascot. But I think for an expanding team, a team that's trying to get the younger crowd, get the new fans, I think the mascot's an easier way to connect.
Yeah,
and especially with the age of like social media and trying to generate content on there, it definitely makes sense to have a mascot.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that's something that they are gonna have, especially on the ground running in. I mean, just look at like a team like the Islanders. They got rid of Sparky for a couple of years, believe it or not.
Yeah,
Sparky wasn't even around for a good, it may have been one season. I don't even remember how long it was, but we just recently got him back. So like the teams are famous for having a mascot, getting rid of them when they feel like they don't need it, and then obviously the fans rally back for him and they get him back. But that may be a thing the Seattle Kraken do. They try out whatever mascot they have the idea first. If it doesn't really gel, they can move on to another one or scrap the idea altogether. I mean, it's not something that they're going to be tied to forever. So I definitely see them playing with it, at least in the beginning, just playing with the idea of it.
So what would you, on a scale of 1 to 10, rate the jersey, I guess?
I love it.
You love it?
I love it.
Out of 10, what would you?
10. I don't want to sound like crazy,
wow.
but
that's kind of crazy.
I love the colors. Like I like the different color schemes. I mean, gonna upset a lot of Islander fans here, but my favorite was the Fisherman jersey.
Oh, 1,000%. I don't know.
My dad. I think my dad's gonna be
popular opinion.
No, it wasn't. Back in the day, at least from my father's perspective, and he was around when the Islanders were winning all the cups back to back. So he's been a fan of them forever. He hates them. Him and my uncle, who they were best friends, and they hate him.
See, my mom was a fan, like, you know, when the Islanders were in their dynasty years, and she loved the Fisherman jersey.
Yeah, I feel like the younger crowd, like us, like we love the retro look. So I feel like
it's
it
a huge
appeals
thing
to
in
us.
general with our, like, I guess our generation. You know what I mean? I feel like, because you even look at it with, like, not to get too off topic, but like the rise of thrift stores and the popularity of thrifting to go against fast fashion. I feel like that's like a completely, like, we as younger people, I feel like, not obsess over retro. But, you know, I mean, you even see it. One of the most popular shows right now is Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's a show set in the 80s.
We constantly go back. I mean, even in my takes, like, I love watching, like, something like back in the 80s, back in the 70s, seeing that old style. So I think that those type of looks look good. And I know this is, like, a brand new, and they're kind of, like, I don't want to say cutting edge, but they definitely have, like, a newer looking logo compared to some certain other teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's also a unique color scheme.
So I feel like the uniqueness kind of gives it its own identity, kind of similar to what the retro jerseys felt like back then. So I love it. I think it's almost a perfect 10.
I just realized something that I said. I said it's a unique color scheme, and looking at it right now, it isn't a unique color scheme, but it's the way that I think that they do it. You know?
It's the way it
kind
pops.
of looks like it kind of looks like one of the Jets jerseys. You know, like their alternative jersey.
Yeah, I think it's that light blue, though.
It's the light blue. There's like 5 different blues. And I mean, so I guess this is a good segue into the I guess story behind the name.
The name, yeah.
Because in this story they also speak about the million different color blues. So this is a story on ESPN from, what is her name, Emily Kaplan, and it's actually a really great story. If you haven't read it, please take a look at it. It's how Seattle's NHL team became the Kraken, and basically the story just goes into depth. That, to summarize it, cliff note it, as Damien said before, it's the Kraken was picked from day one. So the year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever it was announced, Kraken was the name. So all those poles with, like, the sockeye, evergreens, totems, Kraken was the name.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense too. Like, looking at Seattle, like, I thought Kraken almost the entire time. I mean, it's the perfect name, and it's crazy because you brought this story to my attention before we started recording, so I kind of looked at it quickly, and just looking at it, you mentioned the Post-it note that the guy wrote.
Yeah.
Release the Kraken. Like, they knew from day one. Maybe they didn't exactly, but, like, it was for sure the front runner from day one that they were going to follow suit with Kraken.
Yeah, I mean, and not that it's like a conspiracy or anything, but it's just a funny thing that the owner of the team is actually producer of Pirates of the Caribbean, in which Davy Jones says, like, talks about the Kraken and everything, and that's just a really funny thing that I feel like a lot of people were talking about, and I don't know, I just think it's really funny. Also, something that I'm actually just remembering right now is that the name of the arena.
I didn't see that. Oh, I think it's the Energy, like the Clean Energy place, or am I thinking of another team right now?
So, that's not it. Is that it? Yeah, I believe it is Climate Pledge Arena.
Someone will roast us if it's not, but no, okay. It is. It is because
right?
I remember it being a big thing that a lot of people were, I don't want to say like confused, but they were like, why are they so like climate change pledge, whatever type of arena that had like a weird focus on it. But I mean, I like the name.
I like the name.
I think the whole story behind it is that it's a very energy efficient facility. Yeah. I don't know the entire details of it.
I'm gonna be real. I don't really know either. I just saw it in the article and I was like, oh, that reminds me of this. You know what I mean? So I just pulled it up literally right now, which is why there was a pause. But I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, that goes, a funny thing is that it's Amazon Web Services CEO Andy Jassy. He's a part owner, so that's, I guess, where they got the inspiration from it. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely pretty interesting to me. The way that I feel like Seattle's just taken this team. I mean, I don't know. I'm not from Seattle by any chance or by any means, but I feel like it's pretty interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How they've embraced it. I feel like a lot of people seem to, and they sold out like season ticket holders really quickly. I think like a year ago, before they even had a name, before they even had an arena, they were like, or a completed arena. They were like, oh yeah, like listen, I'm buying into this team.
Well, Seattle definitely has a predominant like sports scene. I mean, obviously the Seattle Mariners aren't really that insane. They took Robbie Cano from us, but whatever. But like the Seahawks, they're a decent team. They've been good season in, season out. They have a storied quarterback at this point.
Just traded Jamal Adams to them.
That's insane. But
which makes me want to die. But they got 2 first-round picks. So
yeah,
it's fine, I guess
for a guy who didn't want to be on a team to get 2 first picks, I mean that's what you like to see. And they got another pick too. They got a second rounder.
Yeah,
too.
they got a second rounder, and so they got what's his name?
They did get another player. I forgot his name.
I think I know his last name is McDougald.
Yeah,
but he's a good set. I think he's like 28, 29. So I mean, anyway,
they got a decent haul for a player who didn't want to be there. But I mean, back to the main point, Seattle. They've been, I don't want to say starved for a team, because they do have teams and they do have decent teams. Not really the Mariners, but at least football they have a decent team. But now they have another team to take pride in, to take under their wing, I guess you could say. Seattle, under the Seahawks.
Take under their tentacle.
Okay. All right.
At the risk of being PG.
No, but tremendous logo, tremendous jerseys, I think, in my opinion. I love the idea. I think it's definitely going to hit their main goal of attracting new fans.
Definitely. So I guess that leaves us with looking at, I guess, the main suitors for who they would want to pick in the expansion draft.
I'm scared.
You're scared?
I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
I feel like, I don't know. I don't like, I mean, I guess I do like everybody needs to get used to change in the world, but like there's gonna be so much change. Like there was a lot of change with the Vegas Knights.
Yeah.
I mean, it dramatically changes the league, and especially that off season, a lot of GMs are focused on protecting players or making trades with the expansion draft in their mind, in the back of the head. Like,
well, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, I mean, what we saw was Vegas committing highway robbery, essentially. They kept saying, like a team would say, hey, don't take this guy and we'll give you a first or a second round pick. You know what I mean? And I don't know, will we see the same with Seattle?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even know like the rule set behind it. Like, is there like a I don't want to say conspiring. I don't know the correct term, but that definitely doesn't feel like a rule.
Like that was
like that doesn't seem like something that's allowed for them to do.
Oh, they can do it. Yeah,
they 100% can. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's kind of like future considerations, kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So say like the Islanders, like look right here. Say they didn't want to let go of Kiefer Bellows, right? Just say, for instance, and so they were like, hey, we'll give you a second round pick if you don't take Kiefer Bellows, right? A second or a third round pick. Then they could take like somebody else that they expose. Say, for instance, Thomas Hickey or Scott Mayfield. You know what I mean?
How do the contracts pull right over? I feel like I should know this, especially considering. So, like, if a guy has 1 year left on his contract, does he pull that same 1 year over to the new team? Or if he's a 5-year contract, does he pull the entire 5 years over to the new team?
Yeah.
So even if it's a 1 year contract, I feel like that's a risky move.
So say that so this expansion draft is going to be taking place in 2021, right?
Yeah.
So say that I am a player until contract for the 21-22 season, right? So I have 1 year left of my deal. They can take me, but will I resign?
Yeah, will you resign? That's a.
But do you also want to take a contract that has 5 years at like $7 million? You know what I mean? You don't want to take a barrier contract.
Oh, so and it takes the value too.
Yeah, it takes the cap space and the contract length.
That's insane.
So it's they definitely got to play.
It definitely pulls a lot into it. I mean, I wouldn't want to be their GM at least the first year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So
although I guess you feel like you have a lot of fruits to pick from. You're picking from a pretty nice field.
Yeah, I mean,
just look at the Vegas Knights.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also listen, as I've made very clear, I'm not a huge fan of the Golden Knights, but so I literally searched up Seattle NHL mock draft just to see like what the consensus for what some people would think who would be protected, who would be left available for the Kraken. And so there's a few names that honestly stick out to me on this right here, so I'm just going to read a few off. From Montreal, Tom Tatar to the Seattle Kraken, which I don't think that they would do that. Hayden Fleury from the Hurricanes, who's an interesting prospect.
PK
Subban.
I didn't mean to read ahead.
Devils. No, it's okay.
That
I was actually
name
just about to get
out.
to him. Trust me, I'm not talking about Nudivara.
This is a hot take, I feel like.
PK Subban, yeah. I mean, well, he didn't have a good season.
He didn't have a great season, but I mean, he's that player that like, all right, he had an off year, but he's been moving around a lot. I think you got to give him some time to get used to the coaching staff. Got to get used to the players around him.
Well, that's the thing. I mean,
don't find his stride, at least in my opinion. I don't see the Devils giving up a star stud like him.
Well, I mean, he's also in his, like, I believe, early to mid-30s, maybe 33.
Well, I guess his contract plays into it, too.
The contract
how heavy is it and how long is it? I don't really know. I don't remember.
The Islanders giving up Kiefer Bellows.
That's not happening. I can tell you 120% Bellows is not on the chopping block. They're definitely going to protect him, which definitely is going to leave a couple names out there.
Yeah.
But I don't see them letting him up. They've done so much for him already that no.
Brandon Lemieux on the Rangers. That's actually an interesting one. I really like Brandon Lemieux. I think that kid, or a guy, I guess, he's solid.
Yeah.
I would love to have him on my team. That's a good pick. I don't know if the Rangers would let him up. Where is it? A huge one, Zach Kassian on the Oilers. Zach Kassian is their fucking first line right winger right now. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't see them letting up a first liner. But if we could just
what's up?
Actually, no. Let's go on to what you were saying. I'm sorry.
So I just want to exasperate on, what's his name? Kassian, real quick. I mean, I don't know. I just can't see them protecting Alex Chiasson over Zach Kassian.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
or Chiasson, whatever the hell, however you want to pronounce it. Zach Kassian. This could be my Vancouver bias coming in. He's great. I don't know why anybody would. I don't know. I don't think that's likely. And Jesse Puljujarvi too. Jesse Puljujarvi isn't even playing the league right now, so I don't know why.
Well, I mean, Kiefer Bellows doesn't even play in the league.
But Jesse Puljujarvi tried with the Oilers and then went to Europe. He went to Liga. In Finland.
Okay.
I believe it's Finland. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know the full story there, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. So, but then another one that pisses me off, and obviously it's pissing me off, is Thatcher Demko from the Canucks. And as a Vancouver fan, as that's, I believe, our goalie of the future, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, and especially considering they're going to be, at least on this guy's mock. Who is this again?
This is on Howie'sHockeyTape.com.
Howie's Hockey Tape. Yeah, he's saying that they're going to take Jonathan Quick. So it's like, are they going to take him and then a prospect?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't say who wrote this. I guess it's Howie. So Howie McHockeyTape, I guess. But what's it called? So where's Vancouver? Hold on. I just want to see who...
Well, Brock.
So here's my thing. Jacob Markstrom is a UFA at the end of this postseason, whenever. The expansion draft would be in 2 years. I say if the Canucks can figure out something to sign Markstrom to a 2-year deal, so that way he's a UFA at the end of, at the expansion draft, that would leave him eligible to be exposed. Would he go there? Most likely not. So you could have Thatcher Demko protected and figure it out with Jacob Markstrom so that way you could keep them both. Because Jacob Markstrom at the end of this will be 33. I don't see it happening. I would see them more selecting a potentially a Troy Stecher or a Josh Lievo. Even an Antoine Roussel. I've thought about this way too much. You have no idea, Damien. You have no idea how much I've thought about this. Sorry, I'm getting way too in my Vancouver.
No, what you're saying makes sense. I mean, I feel like this guy just kind of like looks at papers a lot of these teams.
The best player, but it makes sense though too because you can't really take a look at every single team. You can't look at it from every perspective. I'm looking at it from a Vancouver perspective. I don't know. Obviously, I like the Islanders a lot, but
I don't see Kiefer Bellows going
about them. I wouldn't expose Kiefer Bellows.
Yeah, there's not a doubt. And then I mean, even like looking at this, other teams. I mean, shout out Travis Hamonic, who's on this list rather, with the Flames.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, he used to be a great Islander. I miss him, but I mean, he's kind of getting older. Like, are they really gonna take him? How old is he now?
Dude, he's kind of old.
I don't know if we can get that, but I mean, this list, it makes sense, and it's good to speculate. I like the talk. I like the talking points from it. It definitely is an interesting conversation that's going to happen until the draft. Do we know when the draft is? Do you know by any chance?
It's after next season's. I think it's before the draft of the 2021 season.
All right. I mean, all right. So we have some time to talk. A lot of people have some time to talk. Certainly,
I'm going to talk a lot about it and get this Howie hockey tape guy because,
I want to have a conversation with him. I want to get some of his ideas. Like, I mean, Kiefer Bellows. I don't know.
Thatcher Demko? I'm so tight about it.
I don't understand.
Bro, I'm actually kind of upset. I was reading it, before I left to come here. I was like, what the fuck? I don't get it. But I guess one of the last things that we'll talk about is that a fan already got a tattoo, literally a day after.
I saw that on Twitter, and this was like right after me and you came up with the idea. Like,
this is like right after we were like finalizing the podcast ideas,
and we were like, "Oh, what are gonna be some talking points? What are gonna be some?"
We were like, "Oh, the logo, jersey, the expansion draft," and then Damien adds in, "Fan got a tattoo."
A fan got a tattoo. I don't know. So what I'll do is I'll find that tattoo. I'll post it on our Twitter. I believe our Twitter again is at Clapper Report. So follow there. Take a look. We're going to post that so you guys can let us know what you think. But I mean, a tattoo? They don't even have their players. Who's their coach? You have a tattoo?
Maybe he's gonna be the coach. Maybe it was like the West, the old Wild West. The first person to get on this plot of land gets the land. Maybe it's like the first person to get a tattoo becomes the coach.
I mean,
dumbass. I secretly because of this guy, I kind of hope that they do bad just so he has to live with that.
Live with that tattoo for the rest of his life. I mean, I guess it's like the fans who their team gets into the playoffs and they get the tattoo of the championship before they even play in the first round. Those are always some freezing cold tape. Yeah, you've never seen that? I don't know. I don't have an exact example, but there has been fans who've gotten tattoos of teams that lost in the playoffs. And it says, 2019 champions. I mean, that's brutal. I don't know how you live that. I mean...
Well, then you just get covered up. I mean,
but you're getting a big fucking thing that says Stanley Cup champions. I mean, it's a hard tattoo to cover up.
Well, I didn't say a good cover up. It could just be somebody scribbling on your
he's just going to change the logo at the top. No, but... I don't know. I mean, this guy is nuts. This guy is nuts. He's got a tattoo. I always say, tattoos don't always need to have meaning, but when it has a stupid meaning.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean?
Well, I mean, if it has a stupid meaning.
Well, I mean, I have Tuesday tattooed across my leg, so I mean,
it's not a stupid meaning. It's from a band that you like.
That's true. Although
it doesn't look the best, but it's fine.
Looking back at it. Maybe might show.
But yours is an easy cover up though. It's literally just the word Tuesday.
Getting
in straight font.
Seattle Kraken logo tattoo.
Yeah, that's completely different than getting Tuesday tattooed in the back of your calf. Your calf is one, easy to cover up, and two, it's just Tuesday. That's completely easy to cover up.
True.
It's like if I had one of mine covered up, that would be like impossible.
I know. When your tattoos. Speaking of covering up, I don't know if this is a story we should tell on a hockey podcast, but covering tattoos.
Oh, this is actually really funny. Yeah. So, again, I shouted out Captain Keith last episode. I'm gonna shout him out again. So yeah, I started getting tattoos. I don't know when. A couple years ago, maybe. Started on my legs because I want to like work in public schools and everything. So, what's called but I didn't know how my family would feel about tattoos, especially with like the big ones that I have and the amounts that they are. So,
and these aren't like small tattoos. I know, like, you're telling your story. I'm gonna let you get back to that, guys. These are not small tattoos. Like, these are like,
well, my one leg is covered.
Covered. I love them. I think they look great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
my whole like kneecaps and like up into my thigh, my whole shin is one. It's pretty sick. But anyway, regardless. But so I didn't know how my family would react. And so I just wore jeans around the house for about about a year and a half. Anytime I wanted to wear shorts, what I would do is I would bring the shorts into my car. Or I would leave a pair of shorts in my car, I think. I don't even remember. This was like a year ago now. And and I would change my pants into my shorts in the middle of my car.
And I want you guys to think, especially all of you guys who live on Long Island, you've been feeling the weather the past couple of weeks. Feels like 100, a couple of them.
Just a couple.
This man right here walking out of his house in jeans. I wonder what Captain Keefe had to think about that. Seeing his son walking out 100-degree weather with jeans on.
I never really wore shorts. I haven't worn shorts. I didn't wear shorts really for a while until I got tattoos. So it was like, it wasn't like uncommon. It was kind of just like, it was more so the fact that I was hiding them.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
You're just going out.
And so, we got to talk about how my parents found out. So how my parents found out is, so I was with Damien and a couple of our friends. One of them has on the podcast. We shouted him out again last episode. Toast Chepe, Willie. He's the best for taking care of me during this time. It was also my first time meeting him, actually, which is very bad, and I'm still embarrassed to this day. So we went out to this town, and I didn't really even drink that much. You know what I mean? I had a few drinks, but whatever. I guess I didn't eat a lot or something. I was throwing up at the train station. It was bad, bro. And Damien left me.
There was a lot of things going on, a lot of confusion,
but he left me.
All right, so, I left.
Willie and then two other kids. I don't even remember their names. I think one was Chris
and Nick.
Shout out to them as well. But more so Willie, because I know him more. But what's it called? Yeah, so I'm sitting there at this train platform, and the train gets delayed like 30 minutes. And so I'm sitting there, my head in my knees, and I just throw up all over my jeans. No, I'm sorry, all over my shorts and all over everything. And I go, yo, fuck. I had driven to the train station, so whatever. I call my dad and I go, yo, you need to pick me up. And I go, before you come here, there's something you need to know. My legs are covered. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, my legs are covered. And he's like, I don't know what that means, but all right. And so, that's how my parents found out about my tattoos. I puked all over myself.
Yeah.
Woo.
What a time.
Great. I love that. That was the first week of me working at my job.
Yeah. It feels like forever ago now.
Yeah, I'm actually coming up on a year. August 4th, it'll be a year. So that's literally like Tuesday.
Wow.
Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, dude. Oh, shit. I'll be there for a year.
Wow.
Damn, bro.
There's a couple stories that you may have to tell from there one day.
Oh, maybe. But, I don't know about that. But
back to the Kraken, man.
The Kraken. Let's get cracking on the...
All right.
Wait, actually, that's probably the last thing I want to talk, or last thing referencing the Kraken, at least, that I wanted to speak about.
Yeah.
Is how, with PC culture, or with everything coming out right now, about like all politics, everything going on in the world right now, calling the Kraken's arena the crack house.
We're calling the fans the crackheads.
Yeah, I don't know how
I think it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
It's without a doubt gonna happen. Especially when the rivalries start to form and they start to piss a couple fans off. It's gonna be easy. It's like the easy. All right, you crackheads, calm down.
Yeah.
But PC culture might not.
I'm gonna refrain from calling them that.
I will. I
can't do that.
I definitely see it happening.
Oh, it's gonna happen without a doubt. But I don't think that I'm going to partake.
Yeah.
No, I don't think. I'm not going to partake. That's a sailor's promise.
Okay.
A sailor's promise, not just a sailor's promise that I'm not going to partake in calling the Kraken fans crackheads.
It's definitely an interesting game. It was so easy, and now that when this all blew up on Twitter, and there was again people from the real world, I guess you could say. A lot of people. I feel like hockey's in the minority here, at least.
Without a doubt, without like the 4 major sports,
yeah. So like a lot of people who aren't hockey fans were weighing in, which was cool to see, and the instant go-to joke was the crackheads. Like that was literally all Twitter was that day.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So, I mean, look, this team's gonna be dope. I'm copping a jersey without a doubt. Definitely want to wait to see what players go. If Travis Hamonic goes, I'm easily getting a Travis Hamonic jersey.
I'm not gonna say without a doubt that I'll get a jersey. I mean, because I don't have many jerseys. I maybe have like 9 or 10. But yeah. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, we have to see who goes there. As long as Thatcher Demko doesn't go, I'm pretty hyped.
If he goes, are you getting a jersey?
No.
No. What did he do? He just got drafted. It's not
no,
his
he's
fault.
one of my favorites. But that's the thing. It'll be a spite of Seattle, not him.
Oh,
I won't have, because obviously it's not his choice. I'm but
yeah, No, I hear you there. So, guys, I think that about wraps it up, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So, again, I know we already shouted out the Twitter, but
yeah, we shout out the Twitter. The Twitter is
Clapper
Report. CLAPPERREPORT, and the Instagram is the Clapper Report. You spell the as in THE. In case you're kind of curious.
Thank you for that. No, but so definitely, guys, send us a follow, and comment and tweet at us or whatever the case may be. Let us know what you think about the Kraken. Definitely want to see what your guys' takes are. Are you guys getting a jersey?
Who do you think that is going to go from your team?
Yeah,
and
who honestly, are you protecting?
Yeah, who are you protecting?
There's so many different.
We didn't even talk about that. I feel like that's for more when they get closer.
Yeah, when we get closer, we could definitely touch base on it,
and we can flesh it out more. I mean, I'm down to go for each team, honestly. Like eventually, because it's probably like a year from now.
Definitely, definitely as we move closer, and you guys let us know.
Yeah,
we'll definitely love to see the different takes on it.
Yeah, let us know what you think, and definitely give us a share, give us a follow, tell all your friends about us.
Please do.
Yeah, because we're down to keep doing this. We're down to keep making stuff for you guys, and yeah.
See you guys in another week.
Yes, you will. Peace, guys.